Hey everyone, it's Matt here, and today we're doing another episode of Did I Get What I Ordered? And this one is not going to have any guessing involved because it's a bit more low-key, getting a few accessories with one game in particular, but this game, I'll just do a little bit of lead up to it. I am so excited that this actually exists. Thought this died on the PS3 and Xbox 360. Hell, I wanted to mod my PS3 for years to be a... what the fuck? What the hell just happened there? I've wanted to mod my PS3 for years to be able to play this game, and literally the second it looks like that starts to happen, this game actually got announced and came out on the Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. Also PC as well. So, what game is this and what accessories did I get? Well, let's actually jump to those right now. So when it comes to opening up this accessory, we're getting a little bit of help from Mr. Knife. I will admit I'm a little bit worried because this accessory is very small. I literally don't know where it is. I think I've sussed it out, but it is very difficult to find it because of how tiny this is. Alright, let me stick my hand in there, finally take it out. It is a PS1 memory card, also by Tomy. If you remember from the last episode, I actually got an N64 memory card from Tomy, and I thought, you know what, I took a look at some of my PS1 memory cards. Some of them are in good shape, some of them are not, so I thought, let me stock up on some, especially with some of the interesting hacks regarding Tony hacks and Unirom. I'll be talking about those over at our tutorial level channel, but basically some ways to get around PS1 copyright protection, which does matter nowadays when these games are going way up in price, and also with the fact that there are actually some pretty cool fan translations. I've talked about some of them on this very channel, and you can play them on your original PS1. So I thought, you know what, let me pick this thing up, either using it for just legit purposes or to install Tony hacks or Unirom on it. This thing was really cheap too, so I was very happy to pick one up. Not going to be opening this up on camera because if you remember from the N64 memory card, these things are packed very tightly and I'm not going to go through that again. So what is this next accessory? Well, we are going on a PS1 kick today because this, once I finally rip it open with my bare hands, is a PS1 adapter for the PSONE. The little tiny, like the really white one, where the original PS1 is gray and can use an adapter that I've honestly used for like my Dreamcast even, a version of the fat PS2. Like, it's interesting that you can use it for almost anything from what I've noticed. However, when it comes to the actual PS1 ONE, it requires this cable and I cannot find it around my house. I assume I had it at one point in my life because I asked my dad to bring the PS1 ONE home, but I assume because he had it at his place and I said, you know, my gray PS1 is having some issues with the laser. Could I have that one since you're not using it? And he was like, really? You know what? Yeah, we're not using it, sure. So thank you, Dad. But I just couldn't find the cable. But thankfully, though, this was very cheap. I remember Yobo because they actually ended up producing some Family clones back in the day that I picked up one and didn't work out too hot. But still, they aren't the worst company, and I do think that this is going to work. And thankfully, I was able to test it off camera, and it does work, which is pretty cool. However, I then realized that my PS1 ONE also has issues with the laser and keeping the top closed, so I gotta end up either playing it upside down or putting a bunch of stuff on top. But hey, you know what? At least the power cable works. And now we're moving on to the game, which you can tell was sent to me by Limited Run Games. So I purchased this from Limited Run Games. You can probably guess what this is if you saw the unboxing video that we did a while back. It's actually Scott Pilgrim on the Nintendo Switch. So we did a much larger unboxing video of not just that version, but also a version that Satish got, the KO edition, which had a bunch of cool stuff. So definitely check out those videos. We'll do a little brief unboxing here, just talking about what came with this version that I got, which was only 35 bucks, which is pretty cool that it still came with little bits of goodies and whatnot. That's the one thing that I do really enjoy about Limited Run. Regardless of what you think about their shipping time, they give you a lot of cool stuff. So as I've been talking, you've been seeing some footage of this poster right here. It's just to promote future projects, but it's still in a pretty cool, like, it looks like a band poster, which I really do enjoy. But moving on to the game itself, you can see that it comes with a ticket to the Clash at Demon Head and also a full color manual, which I gotta say, in 2021 when I got this, and now in 2022, pretty freaking cool. So I'm loving the ticket, I'm loving the manual, but also you can see that it is a reversible cover. So yes, you can flip this cover around and use the other one just as if it were a retail release with that cover. And I gotta say, I like the new one rather than the original one that it came shipped in. So I'm gonna keep it looking at just like this. Now when it comes to the game should work without question because it's new, but you never know, so let's try it out. So I am putting the cartridge into the console, and you can see some of the other digital games that I have. I definitely recommend Squidlet. Super Squidlet is pretty okay, haven't beaten it just yet. And oh, well look at that, Scott Pilgrim does load at the very least. Let's actually start this baby up. I am absolutely loving this world map. Obviously very much Super Mario World inspired. Going into the game looks beautiful. Just note that I did say earlier that I've always wanted to play this game. So yes, I never played this game. This is a complete purchase made without any prior knowledge of it. So here are my initial thoughts just from this. It's very difficult, and I know that beat 'em ups should be difficult, but the thing is, this becomes very difficult because of the fact that the levels, to me at least, feel very long. Now, there might not be a lot of them, so I understand wanting to give a lot of playability in the game. You don't want to just have it rush by in like an hour-ish. I totally understand that you want a longer form of beat 'em ups. I really enjoyed River City Girls on the Switch. Also bought it from Limited Run. Going to do a review of that over at our Game Time channel. And I really did enjoy that game because of the fact that the levels were pretty long. Really made it feel like I was getting a really big game in there. But at the same time though, I felt like, yes, I did have to run a lot if I wasn't fighting with a friend. So if I was going in solo, then yes, I did have to kind of run around a bit because I was going to get my butt kicked if I stayed for too long. But in a game like this, they're making you stay in these levels for a long time. They're not letting you just kind of run around everywhere. So how long these levels are, despite the fact that they look gorgeous, does kind of put me off on the game a little bit. Probably will try to play with friends both in real life and maybe even have some stuff going on this channel to try to kind of get used to the game more and maybe do a review over at our Game Time. But I will say though, it's not that I dislike what I've seen so far. Again, visually it's stunning. I do enjoy playing the game, kind of just moving around, going to different shops and whatnot. The boss fight was really fun. It's ripped straight from the, specifically more of the movie than the comics, a bit of a mix of both. But when it comes to just the way the game plays, it just feels very much like it's longer than I expected it to be, the first level anyway, and also just kind of a bit slow. I do think that if I played it with a friend, we would have an amazing time, so definitely can't wait to do that whenever I can get to see some friends again. But either way, let's jump back to me in front of the shelf. Scott freaking Pilgrim. I'm still shocked that this game is out, both physically and digitally on modern consoles. And I believe you can still buy it physically, I believe, depending on the retailer. It'll be like the standard edition and stuff, but I'm pretty sure you can still buy it. Also, if you want to check out an unboxing I did, I actually unboxed the special edition, the KO edition of this game on the Nintendo Switch. So did a whole big video on that because of the fact that Satish, longtime friend of mine and the channel, ended up getting the game and said, you know what man, if I'm gonna get it, how about I just send it to you first and you can actually do an unboxing on the channel. And it came with so much stuff, so definitely check that out. And I'm so happy that he was able to do that, and he still needs to come over here to get it. So you gotta get that from me, alright? I know you watch the videos, Satish. We also text privately, but I know you also watch the videos, Satish. Either way, everybody, if you like the video, please remember to like and subscribe. And if you don't like the video, you can still like and subscribe anyway. I'm okay with it. I won't judge you. You just do what you want to do. So, love you all, take care, and tune in next time for something completely different. Alright, everybody, so see ya.